Hello friends! September 2nd, a historic day in online chess. Title Tuesday has radically changed its format. No more 2 tournaments with 3+1. From now on it is just one brutal event with 5+0 Blitz. Why? Because Title Tuesday is now part of the World Esports Championship qualifiers, and the goal is simple: more fireworks, more flag fights, and more drama for the fans. And today we bring you the clash that decided first place. Alexey Sarana versus Magnus Carlsen. The Grandmasters went into the Queen's Gambit declined. Knights came out. Alexey pinned the horse. Magnus grabbed a pawn, daring him to step into sharp waters with a push of the king's pawn 2 squares forward. But Sarana kept it modest with pawn to e3, planning to recapture the infantry later. Carlsen struck in the center, blasting open on d4, leaving white with an isolated pawn. In the endgame, that pawn can be weak, but in the middle game it gives space and freedom. Next, black developed the knight with tempo, attacking the pawn. Sarana defended. Magnus prepared castling. Kings went into their bunkers. Rooks hit the half-open files. We reached a classic position. White aiming for a kingside attack or central breakthrough, maybe both, while black seeks trades to kill the initiative and head into a favorable ending. Carlsen pushed the bishop back, posted his own bishop on the long diagonal. Alexey connected the rooks, planning to build a mating battery, dreaming of crashing through on f6 and knocking on the king's door. But here came the nuance. Magnus calmly finished development. Yet here white should have gone for pawn to a3, not letting the knight jump to d5. From there, the steed would lock down the pawn, constantly itching to move forward. Instead, Sarana played the sloppy move rook d1, allowing Carlsen, with tempo, to set up the knight on the blockading square and slow down the entire attacking plan. Alexey even hinted at a repetition, maybe not opposed to a draw against the world champion, but Magnus had other plans. He wanted to win this historic tournament. Carlsen placed the rook on the open file. After bishop b3, he hit the queen, smashing white's dream of the mating battery. Then another kick to the queen, forcing trades that favored black. And so began the zoo massacre. Pieces disappeared, the mating net was gone, no breakthrough on d5, only an isolated pawn left, now a weakness that white had to babysit. But let us keep watching. White captured a pawn. Black's rook slid into the buffet, rank. Alexey defended with rook d2. Carlsen doubled his rooks. The engine said, trade. Eliminate black's active pieces based about you, trade. And in game, Alexey faltered. Carlsen turned up the pressure, grattening mate. White blocked with a pawn, but that weakened the second rank even more. The queen went to f-Wyken, with no clear plan. Sarana froze. Here Magnus could have simplified. Trade queens, give a check, invade with heavy artillery on the first rank. Instead, he starts poking holes in his position. After retreating, he played king f7. Sarana slipped in pawn to h3. Still not too late for Carlsen to return to the right plan. But the Viking lost the plot. He defended against threats that did not exist, making pawn moves that only created holes. And Sarana, like a seasoned machinist, started drilling into those holes with every tool available. Carlsen finally exchanged on e2, gave a check. The king stepped to h2. Black tried to trade queens. But Alexey was already eyeing the soft g6 square, and it turned out to be indefensible. If black played queen b1, white simply pushed the pawn, and the attack rolled. No easy way out. Carlsen was now on thin ice. The king stepped to f8. White snapped a pawn while keeping the rook safe. The right move here was king g8, preparing to retreat the rook to e8 if the knight jumped. Yes! Black had compensation with queen and bishop activity. But by now, Carlsen lost objectivity as he launched an attack that simply was not there. The white king calmly sidestepped to g3, while the black king came under fire from every white piece. Sarana cleared the way for his rook. The black king started running. White created a dangerous passer, Black tried to counter by taking a pawn, hoping to trap the queen. But Sarana checked, and the tactics favoured him. If king d7, then came a knight fork, winning material. In the actual game, White also ended up with a material edge. The Black king tried to hide in the countryside, but Sarana hunted him relentlessly. Carlsen's king ran, gave one last desperate check, and then resigned on move 44. Why? Because if queens traded, White had a massive material edge, and if queens stayed set, White had a forced mating attack. Unbelievable. Magnus started for glory, completely outplayed his opponent early, but finished in collapse. Alexey Sarana became the first champion of the brand new 5+0 title Tuesday. So friends, write in the comments what you think about this new format and about the result. Smash that like button, subscribe to my awesome chess, and hit the bell, because chess is awesome.